Hi guys, it's Friday, which means it's time for hashtag Friday Reads. This is by far my favorite day of the week because I don't have to work on the weekend and I love watching everyone else's Friday Reads videos to see what everyone else is reading. It kind of keeps me up on things. So last week I was reading J.K. Rowling's The Casual Vacancy and I was struggling to really get into it and it just never happened. I didn't get into it. I have heard that it does get better at the end and a lot of people really enjoyed it and they said just stick with it. But I think I'm going to save that for a little bit later because right now I need to read books that I really get into and that really grab my interest right away. So because I'm kind of, in that summer reading slump right now, so I put it away for now, but I do plan on reading it. It was interesting and I did like her writing style, of course, but I don't know, I just wanted to get to more action and stuff like that. So yeah, I put that down for a little bit, but this Friday I have a brand new book to tell you about. I don't know how interesting this is going to be to a lot of you all, but I am finding it really interesting. It's called Animal Vegetable Miracle, A Year of Food Life by Barbara Kingsolver. She has written a lot of other books. The Poisonwood Bible is one that I think her last book that came out. This is a really interesting book. It's about her family. It's her husband, and her two daughters. One's a teenager, one is a little bit younger. There's a picture of them on the back if you can see that. But anyway, basically for a year they decide to live off only the foods that they can grow or get locally. If they want bacon, it has to come from someone who raises pigs in their area. If they want tomatoes, they have to grow them. If they're not in season, they don't eat them. And it's pretty much just that cut and dry. If they can't find it locally, they don't have it, and if it's not in season, they don't have it. Even their youngest daughter, I think she's like 10 or 11, gave up Pop-Tarts. It's just a really good story about this family and learning to kind of go back to their roots and growing their own food, and how really how we should all be doing that to save our environment and for better health. And there's just a ton of reasons. So I'm really into that right now, and I just happened to come across this book at Half Price Books, which I'm going to have a book haul coming up in a day or two about the books that I got while I was there. This was actually on the clearance, the sale rack for $3, and it looked brand new. There's no I got some water on the cover, so that's my fault. But yeah, just a really good book. I'm surprised to find it for only $3 on the little sale section. It's very educational, so you do have to kind of stick through some boring parts, but I'm learning a lot as well about the plants that we grow and why we grow them, and how genetically modified foods work and why they're bad, and just things like that. It's very interesting. She was really ahead of her game. I think this was originally published in 2007, and she talks about GMO foods and things like that in there, and that's kind of not just come to light. There are people who've known about it for years, of course. GMOs are not a new thing, but people are just now starting to get really concerned about them. So she was ahead of her game because she talks about that in this book. She talks about everyday foods that are becoming extinct because people don't grow them anymore. Certain types of heirloom tomatoes and heirloom vegetables that aren't being grown, and they are going to become extinct, and nobody even pays attention to those. They're too busy worrying about other things to worry about. Foods that have been around for 100 years are becoming extinct. You just don't hear about it. People aren't concerned with that. So like I said, it's very educational, very interesting. I do wish that she would kind of throw in some more little family stories. I do wish she would do that. Sometimes she gets a little bit too involved in the science behind everything, and you kind of lose a little bit of her personality. So I wish she would have put more of her family in there, but there is plenty of that. Her daughter Camille, which is the oldest daughter, I believe she's a teenager. At the time this was written, I think she was 18. There are parts that she has written in there, so it's kind of neat to see it from a teenage perspective. So yeah, it's just a really cool book so far. There's roughly 400 pages, but I think the last 20 or 30 are reference pages, and I am currently on page 157, so it's taken me a little bit of time to get through it. I've been making notes and things. You can see one of my little tabs there, just for things. Ooh, I just made it go all out of focus, and it's still doing it, sorry. So yeah, I've been making a lot of little notes and things like that to go back to. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, in gardening and kind of making the environment better and how your food impacts the whole world, you know, this is a great book to pick up. I really like her writing style, so I plan on reading other books. I've looked at the Poisonwood Bible before, but never read it, so I might read that sometime this summer because I'm really enjoying her writing style. So I have babbled on enough, but this is what I'm going to be reading for Friday, and stay tuned because, like I said, in another day or two I'm going to have a book haul of all the books. I'm going to film that next, actually, of all the books that I picked up this past weekend. So I hope you guys had a lovely weekend. I hope you have a wonderful weekend planned, and I will see you guys later. Bye.